Hello and welcome to the Saltreach Saga. This is a game based in the Saltreach Isles. We will be starting off on the largest island of Oscana, and we will be following 5 adventurers as they traverse the island and all of the perils it has to offer. All of the characters are using some of the original species and subclasses, and Chaz's character is using the Coalescent, which is a whole new class that Gold Mountain Games has written. If you want a little bit more information about the various species and subclasses, I will be recording an introduction to them in the next few days, so that will be up shortly. What we'll do is go and introduce people, and then I think we will get stuck right in. So, Emma, you.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'll be playing Regal, who is a tiefling wizard.
Chaz.
Hi, I'm Chaz. I'll be playing Mirinth, Olazarwin. He's a elementalist coalescent.
Nick.
I'll be playing Nicholas Demar, who is a dragonborn and a barbarian following the path of grief.
Fen.
I am Fen. I'll be playing Zarlak Belarosh, a Hugi orc. I think I said that right.
You did.
Paladin, Oath of Knowledge.
And Katie.
Hi, I'll be playing Trill, the Goblin Monk.
Lovely. So, you have all received various letters of invitation. You have been invited by the wizard Terralis Priola to the swamps surrounding the gnomic city of Zillaran. The journeys you have all taken have been relatively uneventful. The roads of Astana are dangerous, but you have all managed to join up with various trade caravans or find other people travelling the roads, and you've had a pleasant, uneventful journey. The swamp that you have been passing through over the last few days are pretty grim. It's very wet, the air is very humid, you haven't been dry in days and days. It doesn't smell nice. It's not a pleasant journey at all at the moment. But rising out of the swamp in the distance, you can now see a little hill with a short wall around the edge of it. And you can see smoke rising from some buildings, and you know that you are getting close. The instructions that you were given to get to Terralis's workshop would have you turn off the road and start passing through the swamp in a few hundred meters. Regal, what are you doing? Are you going straight to the workshop, or are you stopping off in the city?
I think I will go straight to the workshop. Regal has these white robes on, and I'll take them off and kind of bundle them up and shove them in their pack before they have to go into the swamp to try to keep the cloth and the embroidery from getting too packed with mud. And we'll take Monty, my familiar, the weasel, out of one of the pockets and kind of set him on my shoulder. Try and keep him dry too, as much as we can.
Lovely. The instructions you were given are clear. There are landmarks of certain types of trees and rock formations, and kind of it is not a hard path to follow. Can you give me a survival check, please?
I can. $17.
Yes, yeah. As I said, it's easy. You seem to, every single note that is in the directions you see, you follow, and before long you reach a low wooden building.
Am I the only one here?
At the moment, you are, yes.
I suppose I will go knock on the door.
There is no answer.
Are there windows?
There are windows.
Are they openable windows from the outside? Actually, I'll look first before I start breaking and entering.
So you can see what is clearly a wizard's workshop. It is a disorganized mess of papers, parchment, scrolls. There are vials of various liquids. There is like food strewn all over the kitchen in erratic ways, as if he's just been deep in his research and kind of making a mess as he goes around. There is a large table in the middle of the room.
But no sign of anyone?
No sign of anyone.
Now I will attempt to open the window.
And we'll come back to you in a second. Mirinth, you have the choice of where you want to go. Are you heading straight to the workshop or into the city?
So reading this note and seeing that there's supposed dangers in the swamps and things, I would want to go check off at the workshop first, but I kind of want to take my time getting there. So if there's a road, I'd like to kind of be off to the side of it, moving through the underbrush, trying to take in what the environment of this swamp is, because I figure this guy's going to ask us to do a job or participate in a job, and I'd kind of want to be able to make an educated guess instead of just walking into somewhere and not knowing anything about it. So I'm basically looking for, does this look like a normal swamp, or are there deadly things everywhere that are apparent?
You can make me a nature check.
Alrighty. 10. Yes.
Yeah, that's 10.
Yep, 10.
Having grown up in the woods, there are similarities between, your homeland is not quite as wet as this area, but it is familiar enough that you get the sense that this is not friendly terrain. There is water everywhere you walk. There are a few kind of bits of the land that raise above the water, but you've got at least a foot in most places. There are buzzing insects everywhere. You would assume that there are things like leeches and other creatures in this water. It, as I said, not friendly terrain. You don't see evidence of monsters everywhere you look. There are clearly creatures here, but you're not kind of walking into extreme danger. So you're taking your time and exploring this, but heading to the workshop, yes? That's your
just
end goal, but meandering away.
Surveying the area, and then once we get that, seeing all the insects and stuff, bug spray seems like a good idea, so.
Lovely. So again, we will come back to you. Nicholas, what's your choice going to be?
I think I'd head to the restaurant, the workshop, as much as he might be a little famished after the trip. I think he'd prefer to avoid the city and being in public. So I think he'll find his way to the workshop, and on his way, I don't know, I assume we're coming together, but if we could arrive separately.
Were you traveling with Trill, is that right?
That's the idea. I think that we'd both be kind of coming in. So I think I'd just make up conversations. Trill, what is this place like? Have you been there?
No, I haven't visited it yet. Swamps, though, I've been in before. I know you gotta watch out for frogs, like real big ones that could swallow me whole.
Oh, I know you're fairly competent and you'll do your part. We can fight anything that comes our way. I don't think you have to worry too much about that.
Oh, yeah, probably. Should be fine.
Who's leading the way?
I'll lead the way. I'm happy to sort of keep an eye out.
Can you give me a survival check? Are you helping Phil? Or are you in your
Yes.
own world?
I will assist the taller person who can see things better.
So yeah, we can roll survival with advantage.
All right. Let me know if it goes through there. It didn't. I gotta go to the character sheet. Sorry, I'm on the. I thought Beyond would push it through, but it does not. That's 1 and 2. Oh, 15.
Luckily, you had advantage. So you see all of the same directions, and you see all of the landmarks. And as this building comes into view, you see a tiefling looking through one of the windows.
Interesting. Perhaps they also got an invitation.
Regal, could you make me a perception check, please?
I can indeed. I see everything. 21.
You are very certain that there are people behind you. And if you turn, you can, if all three of you can describe what the others see.
Hello! You there! He holds an invitation up and sort of indicating that, they're companions, they're bonded together in destiny. You'll see a sort of a cloaked, the cloak's down at this moment to appear more friendly, but you see the silver scales, a face of a dragonborn, wearing simple clothes, but practical. And he carries an axe on his back, but he's not threatening with it. He's got it locked away, and seems fairly large, over 6 feet, decently built, but lithe. That's essentially where you see from Nicholas.
Regal will pull out, they have a similar envelope from their pocket. They're a silver tiefling with a single horn that's all wrapped up in colored thread. There are little silver charms hanging from it. They're wearing just all black right now, having taken their robes off to keep them from getting dirty. And they have there's a orange, the word is not hamster, weasel. Orange weasel on their shoulder.
Long hamster.
Long hamster on their shoulder is there.
That long hamsters and what weasels are called in this world.
They have a long hamster.
Stepping from behind the over 6 foot tall guy, there's, under 3 foot of goblin that steps out behind, kind of lanky, very simply dressed, a large set of ears that point directly upwards, very white and pink kind of skin tones, looks a little albino, almost cave dwelly type, but holding a simple looking bucket and a stick that appears to have been broken in 2 spots and hooked back together.
Well, it doesn't appear that anyone's home. I hope you're not also here looking for information.
They did say to come quickly, yes?
Yeah, that's what my letter said.
Well,
mine didn't have any urgency to it. But
perhaps there was some urgency so much that they have fallen on hard times. I believe if no one responds, it's our imperative that we should investigate. Right?
Well, if it is an emergency, then I'm sure.
You can. All right, I'll mark it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if there's some danger, urgency, then he probably would not oppose to me. I will try to open this window. I'm trying to break into this house now.
Let's see. Give me a Give me an athletics check.
I'm going to look around and see if there's anyone watching.
16.
Nicholas, if you give me a perception check, the window does open, just slides up.
Looks safe to me.
It does look that you can't see anything, nothing under the window.
I'm kind of gauging Trill and Nicholas, see if they're cool with this, with me opening this window.
Nicholas is fascinated by the weasel at this point. The weasel is moving around and outside of you, right? Is the weasel kind of present? He's entranced by the weasel. He can't pay attention to anything else right now. He's not even listening to you. He's just amazed at this creature he's never seen. I really want to perception, so he's going to be useless for a bit.
As I watch you open up the window, I just kind of look up and nod and go, well, I mean, they could be in trouble in there, so really you're doing a community service.
Exactly what I was thinking. And I'm going to take Monty and put him through the window. Instruct him to go look for people.
So, as you do that, we will flip to Zarlak. Zarlak, you are, as the others were, walking down the road towards the city. If you want to go to the workshop, the turnoff will be to your left. Where would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll go there first. I was gonna go and explore the city, but it's out of the way now. I'll go there first and save the other stuff for later.
So, can you give me a survival check, please? Lovely. So, you again find all of the landmarks and move forward. As the workshop comes into view, you look to your left and see Merinth. If you would like to describe yourself.
Are they just looking into the woods off to the side of the path? Okay, so you probably see just a traditional leathered elf. The color scheme's off. The green is the wrong shade for this swamp, but there are several different shades of green about him. He's got a stringed bow, but it's over his back. 2 daggers on his belt, a backpack, a couple of waist pouches, hair into a top ponytail that just kind of comes down the back, blue hair, weird mottled skin. It's kind of beige and patchy, and then it goes to like blue as it goes up towards his temples on the top of his head. He's kind of hunched over because he's surveying his surroundings, but tall, about 6'4" for an elf, and a forest elf. Yeah, I forgot to say that.
And what does Merinth see when he looks at Zarlak?
You see this 5'10" orc, also with mottled skin, but the base is about a sage, and the modeling is various dark greens and purples. On his right side, his tusk is broken, and he has this gnarly scar going from almost his eye back to almost the crown of his head. And he's wearing a rustic but well taken care of suit of armor with a warhammer on his back. And he just kind of looks confused for a moment, seeing you in the bushes before, okay, and starts heading toward the workshop.
Are you looking for the workshop?
I am.
Okay, I'm not doing anything weird in the woods, or I'm just kind of looking around for things.
Your business is your own business.
Oh I got this letter. Are you going down the road towards there?
I am. I actually received a letter myself. If you're finished, whatever you're doing, we could walk together.
Just a pointer. It's very wet here in this swamp, so we might need hammocks or something before we stay here very long, or it might be really difficult to find somewhere to sleep. And he'll just walk out of the woods and join you on the path. Do you know anything about this place?
Not too much. Just I'm from the coast, not swamps. But I'm willing to learn and looking to find more information, even after whatever this task is that we have to do. Unless we have different tasks.
It looks like we have to kill various things, tracking them down and making sure that the swamp is safe. I don't know if you've heard of it. What is a wailing drowned? Do you have any idea what that is? Or a garlump?
Have I heard of any of the things on this list?
You can give me a history.
Can I aid them as?
No, this is personal knowledge. You can make your own roll.
Okay.
I don't know much.
Did you say survival or nature?
History.
You can make history. So there we go. So
25. First crit. Woo! Ever.
Zarlak, you haven't heard of the Wailing Drowned. This is the opposite of the type of terrain you are used to. You come from salt flats. It is very, very dry. This is very, very wet. However, when you kind of when you kind of ask the question about the Wailing Drowned, you recall a long time ago reading a book about the swamps of Zilaram. And the Wailing Drowned are shape changers that they tend to change into small or medium humanoids and hunt in the swamp in this area. They try to lure people into the waters and drown them.
Well, this Wailing Drowned, I know I just asked you about this, but I think it jogged a memory. Maybe a couple decades ago or something, I think these swamp creatures, I don't know if they're humanoids or monsters, but they'll appear as somebody small and try and lure you into the water. Best not trust anyone, in the water, I guess.
Looks down at the heavy armor he's wearing. I will be sure to remember that. Probably not a good idea for me to traverse too deep into the swamp anyway.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. You're strong. You can swim.
You probably can't swim.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, do you just look worried? Like I say that, you just look worried?
Not worried. He's trying to feign ignorance a little bit at this point. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
So as you guys continue along the way to the workshop, you approach and you see a tiefling leaning to the window in kind of mid releasing a long hamster into the room. And there is a dragonborn and a goblin standing a little way back, observing. And
breaking and entering already, are you? as he comes up.
It was unlocked.
This looks like the start of a joke. A tiefling, a dragonborn, and a goblin look inside of a
Walk
window.
into a swamp.
Hello.
Hello. We're not breaking and entering so much as investigating and making sure they're okay inside.
I haven't broken anything yet.
No, you sent your little creature. I don't know what that is. That's not a garlump, is it?
A what?
Well, I got this list of creatures, and I can't for the life of me. I don't know what these things are. What's the waiting down? And I who are you? I am Nicholas. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Zark. And he kind of comes up and puts his hand out.
Pleased to meet you. He shakes your hand vigorously.
I'm Mirren. Pleased to meet you.
Excellent. Excellent to meet you. I suppose you got the invitation now, didn't you?
We do. Were you just talking about the Wailing Drowned?
Oh, I thought it was waiting. What is that?
Small little humanoid monsters that they'll transform into little small things, kind of like goblin-sized or human-sized, and they'll try and lure you into the water and kill you.
What is that thing? That little creature? What magical creature is that? That just went in through the window, and he waves up at the window where you're standing. What sort of creature is that? Is that on the list?
That's a weasel.
Weasel.
I'm afraid I don't know what list you're talking about.
Oh, this invitation. I thought you got the invitation. There is apparently a hunt. We're required to do a hunt.
Mine says nothing about that. I'm just here for some information.
Oh, well, perhaps we shouldn't be so forthcoming. He looks at the others to see. Pulls out his invitation. You all got one, yes?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I think mine might be a little different from yours too. But I don't have exactly a list.
Oh, well, I was being presumptuous then. I will happily share. There's nothing in this document that says that I may not share with you. And he shows it to Trill, and essentially, this is what I have. We're intent on hunting. I can't count it so many creatures for this person. I didn't say anything about payment, but looked like an opportunity. What did yours say?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, some of us keep our plans close to their chests now, don't they?
Not at all. I'm excited to hunt with you. Do you have any experience hunting?
Yes, a bit. This is not familiar terrain at all. I'm not going to be much use, I'm afraid.
What are you talking about?
Don't say that. You don't know what.
Well, in terms of understanding the ways of the hunting, I'm used to more, rough terrain, icy, water, that sort of thing. And this is all, it's a new world for me, really.
There's going to be plenty of water. Are you a good swimmer?
Oh, an excellent swimmer.
Excellent. He can't swim. I just point at the orc.
I never said that I couldn't.
No, but you didn't say that you did either. And you're in heavy armor. You said you've not been around here very much, and you
then
really
I must
don't
presume
like mud.
that I must presume that you don't swim either, for you have not stated your skills yet either.
Oh, absolutely, I can swim. I can
How
climb.
fast?
I can track. Would you like to have a race?
A swimming? You'd like us to have? Is there a lake nearby? I'd be happy to show you off, but I think it would be rude.
Is this the time for a swimming race?
Okay, fine. How about this? I'll buy you a drink, and the next tavern that we're both at that has a water source, we will have a swimming competition.
Only if I'm swimming and drink, then you've got a deal.
You want to drink the pool, the lake?
Oh, it's an expression. Get me drunk first.
Oh, agreed.
I'm going to release Monty.
Monty runs into the house, and I believe you can see through his eyes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
I'll kind of like point at all of them and say, if any of you kill me, I'll haunt your ass, and then I'll kind of I can't see or hear them anymore, and I'm looking through Monty.
So Monty has a look around the house. Like the first cursory glance, you see very similar to what you saw yourself when you looked through the window. There is a table in the middle of the room. It's a very cluttered workspace. Monty does go and search some of the other rooms. There is a washroom, there is a bedroom, there is another kind of looks more like a workshop, which is actually the biggest room in the property. That's got a lot of kind of stone basins and work surfaces. It's got a lot of kind of potions all over the walls, and there are some runes inscribed in the floor and on the walls. But you can see, and he can see, nor sense any living people in the, and he can't see any dead people either, just to make sure that isn't a thing where I've been very specific and you could read into that. There's no one there.
Okay. Is there any signs of anyone, like food left out, warm coals in the fire? It
is very messy. Like the main room is very messy, but at a cursory glance, it doesn't look like it's been messed up, like during a struggle or anything. No, it just, this looks like a very disorganized person. So there is food out, but you can't tell whether it's fresh or a few days old. There aren't kind of signs of a struggle.
Okay. Can I tell, or can Monty tell from the inside if the door's locked?
Monty can make an investigation check.
Hang on, I have to look up stat for a weasel.
Oh yeah.
Weasel 5e.
Weasel stat.
I might be able to give you one.
She has 1 hit point. Natural 20 for the weasel.
Nice.
23.
So what Monty can tell is that the door is mechanically unlocked, but there is something magical stopping it being opened. And he's a weasel, right? He doesn't know much about magic, but he knows.
He's looking at it and I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so there is a magical trap on this door.
Okay. Good to know. All right, I'll summon him back. I'll have him come back. I don't think anyone's here.
Kind of present myself to the door and say,
Don't.
Dorelis Prayola, we have answered your summons.
You hear no response.
Well, he's clearly not a wizard.
Don't open that. It's trapped.
Did you knock?
Yes.
Hard enough?
Probably
Maybe
not.
he's in-
I have a -1 strength.
Maybe he's in the backyard or something, and Zark goes to the side of the building toward the back.
So around the back, there is I want to say garden, but it's kind of a bit of the swamp that is slightly more organized. There is a back door. It is, when I say slightly more organized, some of the plants are like clumped together, so someone's obviously arranged them. There's quite a variation of plants there. It looked like a functional garden. rather than an ornamental one.
Do I notice any footprints or signs of struggle? Anything broken?
Give me an investigation check. There are a few footprints in the garden. You're not sure what that means. They're not clearly anything, but there are some footprints.
Not satisfied with anything or what I'm seeing. I head back to the front. Wasn't much back there. A door, but if the front one's trapped, then I assume the back one is as well. Beautiful garden, though, in terms of swamps.
Well, I mean, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Maybe check that door too. With your magic weasel.
Yeah, I can send him back in. I'll deploy the weasel again.
Deploy the weasel. I'll let the same roll count. So it's a very, very similar, like, unless you know it's a different door, but it's exactly the same. There is a trap on this door.
Same magic.
Yeah, magic.
So far, we've had no issue putting things through this window.
Maybe. May I read my invitation letter to you all so that you understand? Because I'm going to talk about a hag and a bunch of monsters and a god check-in, and I kind of want to see if you're looking for information on a hag or something. I don't know. It says, I have need of certain monsters to be removed from my swamps. Some witch or hag was meddling with the population. I need to be able to move about freely without having to waste my magical energies on combat. I enclose a list of creatures I want removed. Zillaram will be most grateful for this assistance also. There have been a few attacks on travelers recently. The guard have assured me that they will have work for you if you need to rest or prepare while hunting these creatures. The creatures are the Wailing Drowned, the Garlump, Flotsam and Jetsam Golems, Cyclopic Masticator, a Black Eel, a Gaspet, Carrion Render, and a Swamp Boker. For each creature removed, I will pay handsomely. That's why I'm here.
So this guy somehow knew you were looking for work?
No, he heard about me and sent me a letter. He says, it's time to come prove your worth to the Isle of Oscana.
And Regal turned to, I don't think I know Trill's name yet, but yours says something different. Mine says something different.
Yeah, I don't have a list of any sort. Just to employ my skills, basically.
Not to be a downer on your fun hunting party, but it sounds like he knows something that each of us want and is like luring us here for some reason.
Money.
How else would he do it? I mean, my main concern, well, how did he know where I was? That made me feel just a bit uneasy, so I'm somewhat wary, honestly. Yes. And now we're out here, exposed. I think we get inside. I don't feel safe.
So we agree. This is a bad dude. We can break into his house.
Well, we don't know he's bad, per se. But
we agree we can break into his house.
I'm good with it. I don't see anybody. I'm very observant, you know.
We are early. We could just go to the city and come back later. Inquire about this person in the city. Figure out if they are alive.
Or even exist.
Maybe he's been abducted.
Well,
you don't even sound so happy about that.
Sorry, I like to walk through the woods looking for things.
Is the window big enough for us to get in?
The window is big enough for the smallest of you to get in.
Well, what did you say? Trill a lift?
To clarify that last statement, Trill, you know the window is small enough for you to get in. It doesn't look like to the rest of you it is small enough for anyone to get in. Sorry, I should have clarified that first.
What specifically are you wanting out of there, Les? Is there something the weasel can't do? The log hamster? Anything it can't accomplish?
I mean, he's pretty great. He can do a lot of things.
I mean, I could go have a search of it if you want.
Perhaps your eyes have a much more keen than this small creature.
I don't know. He's got some pretty bright eyes. But I can give it a try if y'all want to wait out here and see if I get turned into ash or something.
Certainly.
Check and see if he's asleep.
Oh, like he's just real old and can't hear you?
Might have fallen asleep in the closet or something.
Oh, okay. Sure. In the closet. Wait a second. Where do you sleep?
Is that an elf thing? Sleeping in the
No.
closet?
He could be, just tired.
All
Whenever you
elves
live by
are in the
yourself.
closet.
Whenever you're tired, you just take a nap wherever you want.
In the closet.
I don't sleep. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna start scrambling up the side and kind of survey how big the window is and plan the best way to fit through it. About how wide is it?
You're talking about the windows like that.
Alright, that looks like...
Alright, this is gonna be a feet first situation.
I shoved both of my feet in, but then I put in my...
Before you do,
Yes.
with your feet in, I'm just going to put my hand on your shoulder and cast Shield of Faith. A little extra protection just in case. And you now have a +2 to your AC.
Oh, well, thank you. I will try not to get murdered.
And I put I fold myself in half. I just put my hands down by my feet, fold myself in half. My rib cage flattens slightly, and I slide in through the window. Do you need acrobatics or anything, or?
No, that's fine. You can fit through tiny spaces.
Up to 1 foot in diameter, yes.
Yeah. You will watch a goblin contort itself very weirdly through a hole it shouldn't be able to get into.
Are we sure that's not one of those things on your list?
Oh no, I've seen this a few times. It's difficult at first, but soon that you grow accustomed. It's quite a talent.
Uh-huh.
It looks painful.
Well, it would be painful for me. Ooh. Checks his gut a little bit.
So, Trillium, you are inside the wizard's house. You see, again, the same thing that I have described, but you can now see this table much more clearly. There are some papers on there. There is a pouch which has it's got an open top, and you can see that there is some coins in there. There's a diagram of what looks like a crystal. There's what looks like a very hastily scrawled list of names, some of which are crossed out. And there's also what stands out is a silver kind of bracelet. There's also stacks of papers on the table. There's a few bottles of spirit and wine. There's some kind of drawing implements, writing tools, and yeah, if you want to search anywhere else in the house, let me know. We can go there.
I'll actually start with I'll just gather up the papers into a stack along with everything else that I can manage on the table. And then I would like to drop it outside of the window.
Absolutely, you can do that.
Here you go, information.
And then I'll keep searching, but I'll let them look at the papers first.
So you get a deluge of paper and other items falling from the window.
Anything that falls in my hands, I'm just kind of scanning, looking for anything related to my dad. I don't really care about anything else.
So, pardon me, as you kind of, these papers are falling past you and you're trying to kind of grab ones and have a look, you see a name that definitely pops out to you just on the edge of your vision falling past you. There is the name Tyrim Boar crossed out on a piece of paper.
What else is on the piece of paper?
There are several other names written there. There are a few that you recognize from what Tyrim Boar was saying to you. Some of these names are crossed out, some of them are not.
I am keeping that paper.
Of course, I will send you a copy of it at
Thank you.
date. What are other people doing?
Try to catch
Also-
anything so that it doesn't fall in the mud, and hand it to anyone else who's there who wants to read it. He's not particularly interested in reading it, but he doesn't want it to get muddy.
Give me a acrobatics check.
Awesome. Got a big +1 on that. Oh, I'm sorry. I seem to have stepped all over some of these. I'm so sorry.
Absolutely.
That
So,
one.
yeah,
He's trampling the paper as he's constantly trying to grab you.
absolutely. You are pushing kind of things into the mud while you are leaning to try and catch things. You've done very bad.
Not pretty.
Not pretty at all.
Oh, my turn
Sarah-
again.
Comes up trying to salvage what he can and reading what he can while doing so.
I'm gonna
So,
walk like 100 foot off and keep watch, just in case this guy is just walking back towards his house.
as you're robbing it, yeah.
Investigating. We're not robbing.
Give me a perception check.
Oh. Perception check incoming. 14.
I am going to show you a picture. How do I do that? How do I just show you it? Let's see. You see in the chat. Oh, yeah, there we go. How do I drop a file into this?
I don't know what you're trying to drop a file into.
The chat in the Zoom chat. Give me a minute.
You can't. We just had issues with that a few seconds ago.
You can't make it.
That's fine. I can do this. Dun, 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 dun.
We can't hear you, Nick.
I'm assuming we're marking this.
Oh, there
but
we
we're
go.
not- We're not
Yeah.
recording.
We'll take this bit out.
Yep, it's lap number 16 through 17.
I'll be right back.
Yep, good time for bathrooms while Foundry functions.
Jazz, is it better if I send it to you on Discord?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's your name on Discord?
Hex Darkfire.
Very good.
That's metal as hell.
So edgy.
You see one of these looking out at you from the trees.
May I make some sort of a what the hell is that? Is that a
That is no, it's not a drowned. You can make a nature check.
Nature, arcane,
or history.
History. I'll take a history for 200, Bob. 24.
That is a swamp bokor.
Oh, a swamp bokor. It's on our list. I knock an arrow and threaten it. Surrender or die.
It melds back into the. It sinks back into the water.
I walk towards it.
You walk towards it. You can no longer see it.
Hello, come back. Do you talk?
Nothing happens.
So that was a what? A boker?
Yes. So what?
Big antlers, right?
Yes. What
Okay.
you know about them with that role is they are water spirits that live in swamps. They have a. Did you get 24?
Mm-hmm.
They have a connection, like a deep connection to life and death. They try and balance them in their surroundings. They are spellcasters. Quite nasty ones.
When you say quite nasty, you mean infinitely more powerful than I, in my limited knowledge?
No, they are not. They're not powerful. They tend to work in small groups, but they nasty in the sense that if they've decided that you are upsetting the balance, they will remove you.
Okay, so having this realization, I'll walk back over to the group and fill them in on what a swamp bokor is, and that I just seen one. And then I'll say, continue doing what you're doing. I'm going to just provide some security while we figure out what's going on here. I don't want anything sneaking up on you and killing us. So, if there are no objections, I'm going to go up in that tree over there. If you need me, holler.
Nicholas is too distracted by all the paper on the ground, and there's a couple that he's just like stomping on to kind of hide under the mud, just to sort of, so people don't know that it's there. And he's just really embarrassed at this point. So he's just hoping nobody noticed, but he can tell that it's obvious that he's made a mess. So he does find maybe whatever nice new ones he can, but he's just, I don't know, he's kind of checking out at this point.
It's fine. Is anybody else doing anything outside before we head back into Trill?
I just want to take up a stealth position in a tree and kind of take a look at our surroundings to make sure that we're not getting flanked by these bokers.
Cool. Give me a stealth check.
Stealth check. Climbing a tree. 15 stealth check.
Oh, quite stealthy. You don't need to check climbing a tree because you've been climbing trees your entire life. You have a decent view of the surrounding area. It is swamp, there's very little to distinguish one part of it from the next part. You can't currently see anything that concerns you. Trillium, you were searching the rest of the house, is that right?
Yeah, I kind of just want to give it a quick perusal. I'm looking for, looking and smelling for dead bodies, like making sure there's just he's not just old and like broke a hip in some room 5 days ago. Because I don't know what we're working for here. So just kind of looking for signs of life, however recent, and checking around, making sure nothing looks as out of place as it can look to having never seen this place before.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Got it. Investigation. Nope, that's intimidation. Don't need that. We can't intimidate it into giving up its secrets.
Can't intimidate a dead body.
That is a 20 not natural for my investigation.
So the bedroom has a made bed in it. It has clothes laid out on the bed. They are dark robes. In a sense of this guy lives in a swamp, not they are covered in skulls or anything. He is not a goth with us. The room otherwise is very uninteresting. It's a bedroom. The main room, you don't find anything else of interest in there. There is a washroom, which is very functional, nothing interesting. However, as you go to walk into the workshop, you cannot. You try to pass through the open doorway.
Okay.
You try to pass through the open doorway, and there is a barrier that stops you. You can't see it. It doesn't hurt you, but there is just, you cannot pass through that space.
Okay. Kind of look at it. If the doorway is open and it's just the forest that's blocking me, I will just try to look from the doorway to see what I can see.
So you can see that there is, as I said, a lot of stone furniture in here. There is a large stone basin in the center of the room. Okay. You can't see if there's anything in it. There is a long, low stone table against like the far wall that has a lot of various colored liquids in bottles, and there's some apparatus, like scientific apparatus, in the room as well, again on stone tables that are in the room. There are also runes that are carved into the walls and floor of this room.
Okay.
You can make an Arcana check to see if they resonate with you at all. If you think you might.
It's unlikely, especially with the 8. She just hasn't been around a lot of like high-powered magic users. A lot of her friends are more pulling rabbits out of hats than.
Yeah, that's fine. You with an 8, you definitely don't. Doesn't even ring any bells.
Looks magic.
Yeah, definitely looks magic.
All right. I will go ahead and take a walk back over to the window, and I'll just get up close enough so that they can hear me, and
So everything in here seems pretty normal, but there's this workshop that I can't get through the door, even though it's open. There's like a magical barrier, and he's got all sorts of like collared stuff and alchemical equipment. But I don't see him in here, or him dead, or anybody else dead. So maybe he's just not home.
Okay. Do we wait? Do we go into town? What's the play here?
I could use something to eat. I'm a bit hungry.
Sorry. What time of day is it right now?
It is late morning.
Oh, okay.
Brunch. I think I'm due for brunch.
I think a meal sound like a good idea.
Are we
Obviously, we're obviously not finding anything here right now.
Are we able to get out? And Mirren said there was something out there.
Yes, a poker. Did he say there was a poker out there?
I can look for food in here if we don't want to move, and I can just shove it out the window and then you could make it.
Well, we don't know if this inviter, perhaps they are in town. They seem to have interests and associates. Perhaps that's where they are.
I think between the 5 of us, we can handle 1 or 2 creatures, provided they haven't brought any friends.
Especially if they're just pokers.
Yes, I can take on a poker or 2.
Does the
It's a
perimeter look
poker.
clear?
Give me a perception check.
Why? It's a simple question.
Why?
What happens if we just say no when you ask us to do something?
12.
The perimeter appears clear.
It looks fine. I yell from a tree. I'll just climb. I'll just like shimmy down it like a squirrel. It looks fine. No sign of death antlers.
Death antlers?
Oh yes, that's what she looked like. It was a clad female form with very dark black hair that was down to her waist, and giant stag antlers springing from her head. Or its head. I'm not really sure. It's a spirit, so I'm not sure if it's a he or a her. I wonder how they reproduce. We should go to town.
Okay.
Can I ask you guys, how much did you get offered, like gold-wise?
I read you my letter. He said he'd pay handsomely. Didn't tell me a damn thing.
Okay.
Didn't say he
Anybody?
was paying me anything.
Okay, so handsome, no money. Anybody else?
Mine did not mention monetary value.
No specification. Alright. I'll turn back around and look at the
I
pile-
had
look at the sack of gold on the table. Approximately how much does it look like is in there?
About 70 gold.
Huh, that's it. Alright. And I'll just put that in my bucket and come back out the window.
As you turn to come out the window, there is a glint on the floor that you did not see before.
I'll take a look at it.
And you see, kind of underneath a rug that is in the kitchen, there is a wrist, a bracelet, basically. Very simple, silver coloured bracelet. There is a gold ring gold circle on it that is kind of engraved and embossed on the top of it.
Okay. I don't know if it would be important to any of them, but I'll go ahead and dangle it out the window. And
So does this belong to anybody? You promised anything like this, maybe? I'm trying to help here, but if I don't know what it is that you want, I can't pull it out of here.
What's the engraving look like?
It's a ring, like a gold
Oh,
ring. It looked like rather than a circle, it looked like a ring, like for your finger. It's engraved, so it's like slightly 3D on it.
Is it a signet ring?
No, just like a golden band.
does it look magic at all?
You can make an Arcana check.
Sure.
It is my birthday today. Perhaps the ring was intended for me.
Oh, happy
Perception
birthday!
check, please.
Thank you.
There's also another bracelet in here on the table. You said silver in color originally. You mentioned it with the gold and the paper stacks.
That is what I thought I had forgotten to mention, so I mentioned it now.
Okay, that's fine.
Same
I
thing.
probably just knocked it on the floor while I was moving the papers, honestly.
That's what happened, yes. Regal, there is something magical about this, but it is not got a spell on it. You can tell that, but there is some magic about this object. Nicholas, if people want to make insight checks, you can see if you know that Nicholas is lying about it being his birthday.
Happy birthday!
Oh, I thank you. I'm just 27 years
Also-
old now. Makes another
You said it
deception
was-
check.
You said it was inscribed with writing?
It's a silver bracelet that has a golden ring engraved on it.
Okay, so there's no writing.
No writing.
Is it a historically Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this might be a long shot, but do you want to hold it and go by where that you couldn't get through and see if it lets you through if you have the bracelet?
Yeah, I can try that. Y'all with magic stuff are just weird. You all think different.
And I just put it on and go to try to walk through the door.
Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I sure can. Especially if I already have Foundry pulled up. That would help. All right. Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Where are the saving throws on this thing? I haven't had to.
If you click on Constitution, it'll give you the option of ability
Saving
check or
throw.
saving throw.
Gotcha. It's very intuitive when you use your brain. That is roll to 17.
As you put this bracelet on, you get a series of kind of flashing images that cycle incredibly quickly, and you cannot tell what each image is. It's that quick, but there are just 12 really quick flashes. That's what happens.
Well, that's rude, and I'm gonna go try to walk through the doorway.
You walk into a barrier. Nothing.
I see if I can take it off on my way over to them.
You can take it.
Okay, I take it off my wrist and I dangle it back out the window.
It doesn't let me in, but it does try to stab your brain with multiple pictures.
Oh, fun.
It felt real weird.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
I
Can't
think
hear you,
you're
Nick.
muted, Nick.
Sorry, let me try.
Sure, have fun.
I just toss it out the window.
He's gonna try it on too.
Achievement saving throw, please.
Yeah.
Regal is watching closely with interest.
Ooh. 22.
When you put it on, nothing happens.
Does it fit nicely? Does it look good on him?
I mean, it's a beautifully crafted object.
Goes nice with my complexion here. I hope you don't mind if I try it on. I'm not getting the visions that you're. Nothing happened for me. Maybe I'm not meant to wear it. He looks a little sad about it. It's not working.
I don't know. I just tried this. It was a bunch of images all at once. Maybe your brain's just too strong for it to get through.
Oh, I must weaken my brain at some point. This is disappointing. Does anyone else want to try it? He offers it.
Can I check out the insignia and just try and make a history check on the insignia?
Sure.
Natural 20, 25.
Let's go.
You remember.
I can't hear you.
Can you not? Can other people hear me?
I can hear
I
us.
can.
Yep.
Can you not hear
You
us,
hear
Jess?
us?
The audio cut out for a second. Hold on.
Are we back?
Mark.
No. Hello.
All right, I can. Well, I heard one. I heard
Hello?
one.
Hello?
Okay, there we are. Go ahead, Rob.
We're back.
Sorry.
Cool. So, there is nothing that immediately comes to mind. This is not like there isn't a group or a guild or a story that you would associate with this, but you get the impression that, you know, the symbology of a gold ring would symbolize certain things, most likely. So the kind of things that would come to your mind is wealth, merchants, especially in Oscana, a land that is very big on trade and keeping the trade routes open. Trade, merchants, kind of money, it's that kind of symbology, but nothing really. Yeah, your brain doesn't go, oh, this is that group or anything like that.
So is this an arcane symbol?
Not that you know. It would be like, you know, if it had a moon on it in this world, we'd go, okay, we know what the moon symbolizes. It, you know, tranquility and tides and goddesses, etc. It's that kind of feeling you get and that kind of information you get from it.
Okay, so it's more of a religious thing?
Not of a religion you know of, no.
Okay,
I'm just trying to
so-
say that it's just a symbol of a golden ring. So the connotations of a golden ring in Oscana would all be linked to trade, merchants, and money.
Okay. I will relay this niche information. So, by process of elimination, it's not a key, it's not a signet ring, it's not arcane significant, it's not historically significant, it's just a ring.
That stabs
That
you in the
shows you
brain
memories, flashes. Never had a ring flash me before.
Do you-
Regal, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
Trill, do you remember anything about these visions? Anything that stood out or lingered after they?
They were so quick that all you saw was basically like, I can tell that this is an image. It is a different color to the next one, but it was a single frame of a film. Right, it's like you had many of them in a row.
They were going by really fast, so I really couldn't touch on the sort of details. I could try it again if you want, but beyond that, or one of you could try it. Maybe if you got like really big brain, it works really well, and you can just go through the images.
Sure, let me try.
Have you got like an 8 constitution as well?
No, it's a 12.
If you're putting it on, you can make a constitution saving throw. You see 12 images flash in front of your eyes. Each one lasts for a second or so. You see the inside of a large cave. I hope you're writing these down, because
I am.
I'll need you to send them to me. You see the inside of a large cave with lots of goblins moving around inside it. You see an elven city among the trees. You see I've forgotten where you're from. Where are you from again?
Me? Kizadish?
Yeah, you see a place you recognize in Kizadish, looking out over the market. You see, weirdly, what you are sure is Zillaram, the low gnome buildings. You see a halfling city. You see white caves with orcs, mainly orcs, mining the walls. You are underwater with giant crustacean-like creatures swarming all around you.
Oh, home. I miss it so much.
How many was that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 4 more. Or 5? Was it 11?
5 more. You see a strange image of, it looked like dark silver metal with kind of veins running all over it. You see a cave covered in blue crystals. You see a circus tent on fire with people running, screaming from it. You see darkness. And then you see what you imagine is Oscana from way up in the air. You can see the crescent with the bay in the middle. And then you feel an intense pain in your head. And you take 4 psychic damage.
Ow.
And I think we might leave it there.